Making dye or paint in Ark Survival Evolved. Well, if you're not sure about how to do it, I'm about to show you. Stick with me. This is Mystic with Mystic Shepherd Gaming, and I am showing you two different ways that you can make paint or dye, whichever you would like to call it. It's basically the same thing in Ark Survival Evolved. The first way I'm showing you the industrial cooker. You would need gasoline, which you use oil and hides in a smithy, and it will make gasoline for you. So then you also make sure that with your industrial cooker that you are hooked up to water, a water source like that. I have a well here. I'm also going to be refilling this hide skin for the other way that you do it. Now the industrial cooker is a much faster way because, you know, it's set up to streamline, basically. And I'm showing you a water source. You know, if you're near a water source, you can make your metal pipes and bring it all the way up to or wherever, you know, your cooker is. For me, I happened to come upon, you know, the well site, so I just hooked it up to the well. The other way is the cooking pot. And that is what the cooking pot is made for, at a lower level, you know, so you can make your dyes, you know, pretty, you know, soon. No, I would say you know, it's a lower level kind of thing. So you'll be able to make dyes sooner, is I guess the way to put that. So I'm going to show you the two different ways, and we are going to make a few different dyes. I actually had a few that I wanted to put away. Today we are going to make black dye, navy dye, and then I think I make like a gray and a silver, and then I show you how to make pink. The gray and the silver we're just playing around. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and turn on and go into the industrial cooker. And you know, again, you have to make sure you have gasoline in there to be able to turn it on. And that's another reason why it streamlines it, because, you know, you're using gasoline heat versus wood, right? So it's a more intense heat. And you're streamlining water into it, so it's irrigated, just like, you know, your greenhouses would be, you know, for your pots, your plots, whatever you would like to call those. So what I'm doing here is I'm going into the engrams and I'm typing in industrial cooker because I want you to see what it takes to make the industrial cooker. The majority of what you're going to need is going to be metal ingots. But outside of that, you know, 1,800 metal ingots, that is a lot, especially when you're starting out. Polymer. Little hint about polymers: if you find the carcasses in Valguero or wherever of the dolphins, they drop organic polymer. It works the same way. Organic polymer works as the made black polymer sheets. It's just like it. So if you have no way to make the one, you can go and harvest the other. That's just a little helpful hint. So I'm showing you have to have a fabricator to be able to make the industrial cooker. So I'm showing you it's a very small amount of everything just to make the fabricator. So, you know, it's worth it, in my opinion, once you're able to start doing these things, to go ahead and keep making them for several reasons. The first thing is you can streamline dyes or paints. You can cook kibble. You can cook stews. I mean, the possibilities are the same in this industrial cooking pot or industrial cooker as in a fire, or, you know, it streamlines everything like the industrial grill, I think it's called. You know, like when you put the meats in and it cooks it super fast. It's like that. So here you see your narco berry and charcoal makes black paint / dye. Okay. And as you see how fast that was, it was like, what, 30, 50. Wow, I left it for 50. That's crazy. I'm never going to use 50 black paints. So now the next thing that we're going to make is the navy. And you can look it up on wiki.com. And there's all the recipes for the paint / dyes. But I'm just giving you examples here of how quickly you can make dye in the industrial cooker, and showing you how to make dye. You know, because this is how do you make dye / paint in Ark Survival Evolved. And here we are. We made navy blue paint. And there are different colored blues or different tones of black, there's white, there's silver, you know, reds, brick color. I mean, like pink, a few different pinks, one or two different pinks, I think. The next one, I'm just going to mess around. I believe I'm just messing around, seeing, you know, if just purely by accident, you know, I can create a color. So I'm just, you know, putting different dyes in, or dyes, yeah, different ingredients in to see if I make dye by accident. Yes, I am a weirdo. See, I accidentally made that. I kid you not. It was all just, let me put these together and see what happens, you know? And, you know, even if you can't find a specific dye color, you know, you could play around with those ingredients and put it in. Make sure you have gunpowder. Make sure you have, you know, spark powder. I had cementing paste with me because I couldn't remember if anything I was going to make took cementing paste. But, you know, basically the ingredients that you would normally have on hand would then constitute making, you know, would still make dye/paint. And you see the paintbrush up there in the middle of my left side of my inventory. You know, all you would have to do is click on the dye, then click on the brush, and it puts it on the brush, and you have, like, I think 5 or 6 times that you can use it with that particular one thing of paint on it. And you would just keep doing that over and over. Like, let's say you're painting your building, you're painting a flag, you know, for me, in the server, the multiplayer server that I'm on, unofficial server, they want us to put flags out and things like that, and they change the color every other week. That way they know we're still playing, and that, you know, because if people stop playing and they, you know, they didn't know who was playing and who wasn't, I mean, how do you know? Like, you can fly overhead and see, let's say you know, a month ago was purple, and right now we're on white or something, and you fly over and you see a purple flag, well, then you know you can, you know, as an unofficial site owner, you can then demolish that house, and it takes away some of the lag inside that map, right? So that's why they do this. They want to make sure who's active and who isn't. So then I am putting in the red berries, and then the next is going to be white, and then I believe it's gunpowder or something like that. And that'll make the pink dye, which I think it's kind of a cool pink, considering dyeing my character's hair that color pink. And that's what you would use to dye your hair. You use that paint/dye for everything. So that's why I call it paint/dye, because it's paint. You know, it paints your building, it paints things like that. And then it also works as a dye for your hair, for your clothes, for your armor, whatever you would like to call it. So that is how you use the industrial cooker. Sulfur. I was looking at my sulfur here. I apologize. I was like, how did I get that? You know, how do you get sulfur from killing ice wyverns is my question, because that's where I got it from. And that's what I was like, wait, what? So I left that open long enough for me to be able to explain anything that may have popped into my brain before moving on to the cooking pot. So now we're at the cooking pot, and I left that 1 flask of water. And here's the difference between the cooking pot, if you haven't already figured it out, and the industrial cooker is, the industrial cooker has constant water flow to it. It has a high heat. So it's going to be faster, and you're going to be able to make multiples at a time. With the cooking pot, yes, you can make dye. You can make 5 at a time. Just make sure that those flasks, you know, that hide flask that I put in there, or water flask, whatever you would like to say, you have multiples of those, because otherwise you can only make 5 at a time. And that's the difference, you know, and of course maybe like inventory space inside the actual thing. So, and I show you there, I made 5 of the pink dyes. So that's the difference between using a wood fire cooking pot or the, you know, the industrial cooker. I hope you found this helpful. Remember, wiki.com, you can find the recipes for the dyes. Thank you so much. Please remember to smash that like button, ring the bell to be alerted for future videos or when I go live, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching my video. Have a fabulous day.